The year was 2019, 27th September to be precise. I was in this organization, the Satyasai Seva organization. There was some Seva that was going on. The message kept buzzing. The cell phone kept buzzing. It was all about congratulations, 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 all those things. The final year results of my dentistry had been announced. There were 100 people in our batch, and all of us were waiting with bated breath. Who cleared, who couldn't? I took a deep breath in, prayed, closed my eyes, opened the website, put my roll number in, clicked. The phone fell from my hand. I couldn't believe. I had cleared. I had become the first doctor of my entire family history. I didn't know what to do because I never even thought in the wildest of dreams that I'm going to clear. It was that hard. It was that challenging. 8 subjects. At the last moment, somehow filling my cases and finishing them and submitting the whole fees and stuff, writing the exams. So many of the questions I had absolutely no idea. There were around 2 or 3 of the subjects where I just barely managed to pass. Probably at some future video, I'll probably share my mark sheets as well. I thought I was the king of the world. Announced the same to my parents. They were also very, very happy. But then I didn't know what to do. It was 2019. I literally did not know what to do. All I knew was, okay, I got the dentistry degree and probably will do something out of it. Either get a job as a dentist or maybe start my own clinic. But where do you apply jobs for? There were no placements as such. The teachers were offering us part-time job in their clinics, salaries as meager as 2,500 per month. And that's 5 hours a day. That is obviously something that I did not want to do. This time when I'm recording this video right now, it's 2024, 5 years, and there are so many of my batchmates who are still stuck at 10 to 15,000 salaries per month as a dentist. Some of them, they don't have the money to pull off a loan and create their own clinic. And for those who have created their own clinic, just have the society status that, yeah, this is my clinic, but the number of patients, it's atrocious what the market is going through right now. While I was researching for this video, I just wanted to compile all these different data points. And I can say and vouch with a lot of gratitude and prayers being answered by the universe. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of courage to take a leap of faith to do something that you are passionate about. In this case, for me, having been through a year of dentistry as an intern and followed by a couple of months of experience in the clinical sector, found it very, very hard. So here are the challenges and problems that we experience as a dentist moving forward. And not just dentist, okay? I'm talking about a doctor, a pharmacist, a physiotherapist, a nurse. You look at any of the healthcare backgrounds, you do not see any resource as such, a step-by-step guide on what to do. So why not let this be a standpoint for every single doctor or healthcare professional out there? The first thing, we have a degree, but we don't know what to do about it, what to do with it. But think about it for a moment. Do you remember a single chapter in your entire undergraduation, post-graduation that talks about how do you make the damn money or carve out a career? It's that much of a gap in the education system. When you look at your peers, you see that they have got the big bucks. They've been able to take a loan and probably start off a clinic. They have their relatives. They've got their father figures and their godfathers and godmothers out there to help them out on how do you actually build your entire business from scratch, or at least people knowing. I mean, at least I didn't have any such people. I remember there was this friend of my dad's. I went to him multiple situations, multiple occasions. Never really felt that he's ready to help. It's that difficult. And obviously, if you're someone like me who loves to do things all by himself, you obviously wouldn't want any help from any minister or anyone, isn't it? The market trends. what is working, what is not working. Yes, if you type it out in YouTube, you will find a certain set of how-tos and what to do and what not, maybe some blogs as well. But really the amount of research that goes into figuring out what's the marketing trends, what is it happening in the healthcare world. Of course, we get to see all things in the movies, right? How in India, particularly, there's these much of population, and for these many population, only these handful set of doctors. So, how do you really put yourself out there? At least when I was going forward, I realized that I am not as good as any majority of my batchmates out there. They are interested in dentistry. They are working things out. They know what are the things that they need to do. They've got the right friends and the right people they're surrounded with. For me, I found it challenging. And I'd also go to the certain extent to say that it just did not make any sense as well. How can you continue to be a part of something that you probably don't even believe in? You had a different picture altogether, but then here it is. And you start feeling, what am I really doing all this for? That's the worst phase to be in, because then you don't even get to see the other options and the other possibilities. With that, it obviously includes the whole component of, do I take up a job? Do I start my own clinic? Or do I take up a non-clinical role related to the healthcare itself? Now, I for sure know that the 5 years of corporate experience that I must have mentioned in the previous video as well has all been surrounded and hovering around the healthcare system itself. I started out as a healthcare in the healthcare tourism business. Then I moved to edtech. I moved to e-learning. I moved into healthcare IT. I also moved into digital strategizing for healers and coaches and healthcare warriors. Now, I had that zeal deep within me to learn the skills that is needed to opt for a non-clinical role. I know what are the roles and responsibilities that I needed to have and the skills that I need to master. I'm not sure whether you have the same or not, but you need to be able to have that clear distinction. What is more important to you? Oftentimes, I remember I have this little, I wouldn't call it argument as such, but just a perspective shift with my dad, that he says that oftentimes in life, you don't get to do what you love. If that was the case, then so many people would have been unemployed. But for me, that becomes a must. I cannot go ahead and do things that I do not enjoy, I do not love, and I consistently fail to stamp onto the fact that the world is a bad place and you don't get to make choices. I sincerely believe that every single one of us gets to make choices. I very, very proudly flaunt the fact that my name is Dr. Suryadeep Mazumdar. I have my dentistry license. I wouldn't say that I've changed my career. I've just taken a break after experiencing these many years. Well, it's not something that I enjoy, so I might as well do something that I do. And who knows, create a career out of it. And it's okay. You got to be able to make that choice. In order to do so, of course, you do need the right opportunities and the right network. Are we taught how to get a job? Are we taught where do we sit for placements? Do we even have anything of this sort by the Dental Council of India or any such organizing body for that matter? We just hope and pray that things are going to show up. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. At least for me, it didn't. So I just try to create things out of my own. Now, the first and the foremost step to take charge of this entire thing is through your voice. Think about it. Let's just say you took up a job as a dentist. You got to negotiate the salary. You got to be able to be in a position where you are talking to the patients and closing them for whatever are your visiting charges. You have to learn the work and then learn how to use the same. You got to be able to talk to the bank people to get the loan for your own clinic. Irrespective of whatever it is that you do, your voice is the first step. And once that is taken into consideration, you learn the following skills, and that obviously takes it all the way to the next level. Let's move one by one. The first, communication. The way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to people around. The first and foremost steps. It baffles me. When I was an intern, there were postgraduate students walking up to me and telling, Suryadeep, can you convince this particular patient to go for an implant so that I can finish my quota? Of course, I studied in a private dental college. It baffles me that postgraduate students still do not know how to convince the patients, knowing that an implant is the right thing to do. Personal branding. There are, I would see my batchmates scrolling over Instagram and Snapchat and whatnot. Back then, TikTok was there, then it got banned. At a time when I was actually building my Facebook profile and my LinkedIn brand, because I knew deep down when I finish, there will be an opportunity where I can start looking for jobs, but we don't really know it. So you've got to be able to learn that. Upskilling, the time when my batchmates were preparing for the master degree entrance exams, I was dividing my time, spending time to prepare for the exam, which I kind of knew that I would not be able to do that good. And also, I was spending more time on upskilling, communication, technical skills, personal branding, LMS, whatnot. Digital marketing, and you need not know the ins and outs of digital marketing, but at least the fundamentals, because tomorrow, even if you have your own clinic, you need to have a YouTube channel, you need to have a Facebook page, you need to have an appointment link, you need to have a Calendly, booking, invoice generation, what not. The way the digital world is moving forward, you've got to stay updated to it. Most importantly, the area around you needs to know that you've created a clinic. And what better way than to ensure that the information pops up in the screens? Maybe you have an offer. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas here. Project management. How do you get your stuff done? Whatever tasks, how do you manage those tasks? We are never ever taught about these tools. Asana, Notion, Slack, whatnot. Zero clue. Try building. Every single patient that you work with, do you have a rapport with them? Do you have a Facebook group where you have all these offers and updates coming in? Do you really have an email list? Do you send out WhatsApp notifications and messages? Do you know how to do any of it? Well, guess what I do? And I know for sure that tomorrow, if I create my dental clinic, it's definitely going to go all guns blazing pretty big. And I know from the very first month itself, I'm going to start making a lot of revenue just because I have these fundamental skills, something that's not there in our syllabus. Network and collaboration. It's about knowing what are the right places you need to be in so that you can start leveraging that entire network. I remember every year, of course, now I am planning to take a break for a couple of years. There's this time when we are supposed to walk up to our dental council, pay the fees, get the receipt, and I see a lot of doctors out there talking to each other. And everybody's pretty much like holding themselves back, not really sharing what's working from them, not really sharing what are the latest trends. It baffles me, and I choose not to interact with them because obviously they're not the kind of people that I would prefer speaking with. I maintain my own distance, but I'm an observer always, and a student of observation. I was in this whole thought that what if there's an entire community of doctors where people can just have that collaboration thing going on? Let's just say if I am a prosthodontist and there's a patient that has come in because he trusts me and I built the rapport, he wants orthodontic treatment and I can refer to an orthodontist who's a part of my community itself. I know all these things happen in the space, but are we really trained to build that? I highly doubt. Are we spending time to learn that? I highly doubt. And most importantly, the market research, the feedback of the audience. This might sound a little rude and on your face if I put it across that way, but the only objective is just to help. Doctor's ego is a very dangerous thing. One of our professors, I don't really remember his name right now, he would come very, very occasionally once in a year to give a fantastic lecture. And he said that this three-letter words destroys any doctor, EGO. Of course, he also compared it with DR dot. As doctors, we kind of have this feeling that we know it all, but it never really helps. Because the moment you think that you know it all, you will not be open for feedback and to observe what's going on around. You will probably not do the amount of market research that is required. If I spoke to around 100 to 200 doctors across my time in dentistry, there are only one or two of them whom I will remember for the rest of my life. because of the hard work that they would put in on the work that they did. Does everybody do it? Absolutely not. Of course, I don't know. I've never really been a part of the government colleges as such. But the point truly begins, are you ready to take feedback from the patients putting it forward? Now, why am I sharing all these things? Because clearly, for the last 5 years, ever since I graduated, my internship and followed by all the other opportunities that I've had, there are a certain set of things that I've been able to master. And I sincerely feel that it becomes very easy for us to master all of those skills together collectively as one community. So here are the 3 gifts that I have for you for showing up right and also watching this video right till the end. The very first, I would like to invite you to be a part of that community. The link given in the description below. Number 2, every Sunday, 11 o'clock to 12 Indian Standard Time, 1 hour, we conduct weekly workshops of micro upskilling, learning all these skills that I have just mentioned. And just by being a part of the community itself, you get all the updates coming in your way. Again, it's completely free. You don't have to pay a penny. The reason why I'm doing this, I want to help people and businesses become a better version of themselves so that collectively we can make this world a better version with each passing day. If you found this video useful, it would mean the world to me if you can like and share. Of course, share with people whom you know is going to help. It's going to help them. And of course, subscribe to the channel so that you'll get more and more such videos. This is something that I want to make it as a part of my life, routinize and habitualize every bit of it. It would mean the world to me to get this opportunity and blessing to serve you with all these amazing stuff coming your way. This is Dr. Suryadeep. Love you so much.